The law of mentalism is the first and, in many ways, the most fundamental of the 7 Hermetic laws. It declares something profound and transformative. The all is mind, the universe is mental. This phrase, which may sound abstract at first, contains the key to understanding how reality is shaped, sustained, and manifested. According to this law, everything that exists in the universe, before materializing on the physical plane, first exists as an idea, a thought, a mental image. Think about anything around you right now: a chair, a phone, a book, a car, a house. Before becoming concrete objects, all of them were born as thoughts in someone's mind. An architect imagined the house before drawing it. An inventor visualized the phone before manufacturing it. A writer conceived the book in their mind before writing it. Thus, the law of mentalism shows us that the mind is the creative matrix of reality. Matter, which seems so solid and unchangeable to us, is actually the consequence of thought. It is the condensation of an idea into time and space. When we apply this understanding to the issue of money, wealth, and prosperity, we realize something essential. Abundance does not begin in the pocket, but in the mind. The money you attract or repel is a direct result of the quality of the thoughts you nurture. If you constantly think in terms of scarcity, repeating mental phrases such as, "It's never enough," "I don't have," "Everything is too expensive," or if you carry a constant fear of losing the little you have, then what you are projecting into the mental field is precisely scarcity, fear, and debt. The universe, like a mirror, reflects back to you exactly what your mind is emitting. And so, cycles of financial difficulty tend to repeat themselves. On the other hand, when you cultivate thoughts of abundance, flow, opportunity, and worthiness, you create in your mind the fertile field for these realities to manifest. You begin to see possibilities where you once only saw limitations. You open yourself to connections, inspirations, and paths that were previously invisible. This happens because, according to the law of mentalism, the mind is not merely a repository of thoughts, but a creative and organizing power of reality. The way you think not only interprets the world, it literally shapes the world around you. A practical example helps illustrate this. Imagine 2 people experiencing the same situation of unemployment. The first thinks, "Nothing works out for me. The market is terrible. I can't do it." This person closes their mind, blocks opportunities, and reinforces the idea of scarcity. The second person thinks, "This is a transition moment. I will find something better. I am open to new ideas and solutions." Although facing the same initial circumstance, this second person creates in their mind a field of possibilities. The result? They are far more likely to notice opportunities that the first person would never see. Therefore, the great lesson of the law of mentalism is this: everything begins in the mind. If you want to attract money, prosperity, and abundance, you must first and foremost work on your mental field. This does not mean denying reality or merely thinking positive in a superficial way. It means understanding that thought is the seed and reality is the fruit. It means cultivating daily a mentality of abundance, gratitude, and worthiness, so that, little by little, the universe responds in harmony. When you understand the first Hermetic law, you realize that you are not a victim of external circumstances, but a co-creator of your life. And by aligning your mind with abundance, you inevitably create the conditions for prosperity to manifest in the physical world. The human mind is, by its very nature, a powerful vibrational magnet. Whatever we focus on intensely, whether consciously or unconsciously, is what our reality tends to reflect. This concept is directly connected to the law of mentalism, which reminds us that everything begins in the mind before it manifests in the physical world. When we apply this idea to financial prosperity, it becomes clear that money, abundance, and opportunities do not arise solely from external factors, but are, above all, a direct reflection of what we hold in our consciousness. What we deeply believe and strongly feel transforms into a creative force that influences the world around us. That is why it is not enough to merely wish for money on a superficial level or repeat mechanical affirmations. Thought, emotion, and action must be aligned. When we think about wealth, feel abundance, and move toward opportunities, we create a mental field that attracts the favorable conditions for prosperity to become real. A simple example of this law at work can be seen in people who constantly complain about the lack of money. Repeating phrases such as, "I never have enough," or "I can't get out of debt," not only reinforces feelings of frustration, but also strengthens mental patterns of scarcity. A mind focused on lack sends signals to the universe that result in corresponding situations. More financial obstacles, delays, and missed opportunities. Although the person may not realize it, they themselves are feeding the very reality they wish to avoid. On the other hand, those who cultivate gratitude and mentally visualize abundance experience the opposite effect. When you recognize and appreciate what you already have, your mind enters a receptive state. By mentally imagining money coming in, opportunities opening up, and favorable situations arising, you create a fertile mental field for these possibilities to manifest. Focusing on abundance increases your awareness of opportunities that might otherwise go unnoticed, reinforcing the idea that perception and consciousness act as filters of reality. It is important to emphasize that this is not about magical thinking or passively expecting wealth to fall from the sky. The law of mentalism explains how consciousness shapes matter, but always within the context of aligned action. The mind creates possibilities, but it is conscious interaction with those opportunities that allows manifestation. Visualization, emotion, and belief are essential, but it is also necessary to act with clarity, planning, and decision. It is the balance between the mental and the material that transforms intentions into concrete results. Another fundamental point is the intensity of emotion. Isolated thoughts without emotion have little impact. Emotion acts as a catalyst for the mind's creative power. When we feel security, confidence, and gratitude for what we desire to achieve, we amplify the vibrational frequency of abundance. That is why, when projecting wealth mentally, it is crucial to incorporate genuine feeling. Not only imagining money itself, but also the sense of security, freedom, and possibilities that it provides. Finally, understanding that our mind acts as a magnet makes us aware of our active role in creating reality. Every thought, every emotion, every belief works as a seed planted in the mental field of the universe. If we nurture these seeds with attention, discipline, and positive emotion, they grow and transform into real experiences. The law of mentalism, when applied to prosperity, teaches us that money is not the result of luck, external circumstances, or random factors, but rather a direct consequence of the quality of our mind, the clarity of our intentions, and the harmony between thought, feeling, and action. In short, by understanding that the mind is a magnet, we begin to see financial life as a natural consequence of what we hold within. Thinking, feeling, and acting with awareness is the secret to attracting true and lasting abundance, aligned with the energy of the universe. From this understanding, we can begin to transform our financial reality from the inside out, using the power of thought as the starting point to create a life of prosperity and freedom. Now that we understand that the universe is mental and that our mind acts as a vibrational magnet, it is time to explore concrete practices for applying the law of mentalism in attracting money and prosperity. These practices are not mere tricks or magical formulas. They consist of consciously directing the power of the mind, aligning thought, emotion, and action to create favorable conditions for the manifestation of abundance in our lives. 1. Creative visualization. Visualization is a powerful tool because it allows the mind to mentally experience the reality we desire before it physically manifests. By imagining yourself living in abundance, with all bills paid, financial stability, and opportunities flowing, you create a fertile mental field. The more detailed and vivid the image, the more intense the projected energy becomes. It is not just about imagining the money itself, but about feeling the freedom, confidence, and security that prosperity provides. For example, visualize yourself opening your bank account and feeling gratitude when seeing the balance, or receiving payments with ease as the fruit of your work. This practice sends clear signals to the universe about your intention and helps the subconscious mind accept these possibilities as real. 2. Positive affirmations. Affirmations work as tools for reprogramming the subconscious. Repeating daily phrases such as, "I am worthy of wealth," "Abundance flows to me naturally," or "Each day I attract new opportunities for prosperity," helps replace deeply ingrained limiting patterns. The constant repetition of these affirmations, combined with genuine emotion, strengthens the mental field and aligns your consciousness with the frequency of abundance. Once the subconscious begins to accept these affirmations as truths, it directs thoughts, decisions, and behaviors that make the manifestation of prosperity more natural and continuous. 3. Mental re-education. Mental re-education involves identifying and replacing limiting beliefs and scarcity-driven thoughts. Many people carry mental habits such as, "I never have enough money," "Money is hard to get," or "I don't deserve wealth." These patterns act as invisible barriers that block manifestation. By replacing them with empowering and trusting statements, such as, "Money flows to me in unexpected ways," or "I am capable of generating prosperity continuously," you shift your mental frequency, opening space for new opportunities. Mental re-education is not an immediate process, but with consistency, it creates profound changes, gradually transforming your perception and relationship with prosperity. The feeling of already having. One of the most important secrets of the law of mentalism is to feel abundance as if it were already present. Instead of merely asking or wishing, this practice consists of vibrating as someone who already possesses wealth, internally experiencing the feelings of security, freedom, and gratitude. For example, when visualizing a new financial opportunity, connect with the emotions of joy, confidence, and relief that it would bring. The more intense this feeling, the stronger the projected mental energy, accelerating the manifestation of what you desire. This practice combines visualization, emotion, and intention, working as a powerful magnet that attracts not only money, but also opportunities, people, and resources aligned with your frequency. Beyond these practices, it is essential to remember that consistency and mental discipline are fundamental. It is not enough to apply a technique sporadically. The alignment of thought, emotion, and action must be maintained daily. Small habits, such as writing down financial goals, meditating on abundance, visualizing and repeating affirmations, continuously reinforce the mental field of prosperity. Over time, the mind naturally becomes oriented toward identifying opportunities, generating ideas, and making decisions that favor financial growth. In essence, applying the law of mentalism to attract money means taking responsibility for your mental field and recognizing it as the starting point for all creation. Every thought, every emotion, and every belief works as a seed that, when nurtured with attention and feeling, blossoms into physical reality. When you integrate creative visualization, affirmations, mental re-education, and the feeling of already having, you create a continuous and harmonious process of co-creation with the universe, becoming fully aware of the power you hold to transform your financial life. After understanding that everything begins in the mind, with thoughts, emotions, and intentions aligned with abundance, we reach the crucial stage: how to transform this mental field into concrete results in the material world. The law of mentalism shows us that the reality we experience is largely a reflection of what we cultivate internally. However, it is essential to remember that manifestation requires the integration of mental, emotional, and practical action. Wealth does not arise from thought alone. It is born from the synergy of vision, feeling, and conscious movement. An essential practice is to act in alignment with what you imagine. Visualizing prosperity, feeling gratitude, and repeating affirmations creates fertile mental ground. But the mind works in conjunction with our decisions and behaviors. When you notice an opportunity to generate income, start a business, or invest, acting confidently and decisively reinforces the mental field already created. Conscious action serves as a bridge between the inner and outer worlds, converting ideas into tangible results. Every initiative you take, every step toward your financial goal, amplifies the abundance energy you have already cultivated mentally. Another crucial point is maintaining emotional and mental consistency, even in the face of challenges. Many people give up or doubt themselves when encountering obstacles or delays, but the law of mentalism teaches that persistence of the mind and maintaining the correct vibrational frequency are vital. Fears, doubts, or resentments act as blocks that interrupt the flow of abundance. Therefore, cultivating daily confidence, gratitude, and the feeling of already having is just as important as any practical action. The more aligned your mind is, the smoother the manifestation of money and opportunities will be. Additionally, the law of mentalism teaches us to perceive synchronicities and invisible opportunities. When your mind is tuned to abundance, you begin to notice coincidences, the right people, innovative ideas, and unexpected paths that would have previously gone unnoticed. This mental alignment creates a sort of radar for opportunities that resonate with your financial goals. It is the mind acting as a magnet, attracting favorable conditions for money to flow naturally. Finally, it is important to integrate responsibility and gratitude. The money that arrives is an expression of the flow of the universal mind and your capacity to create. Receiving and using resources consciously with gratitude and planning further reinforces the vibration of abundance. This cycle, thought, emotion, conscious action, gratitude, strengthens the ability to manifest sustainable and continuous prosperity, becoming a lifestyle aligned with the law of mentalism. In summary, attracting money with the law of mentalism is a journey of active consciousness, cultivating positive thoughts, feeling abundance as if it already exists, reprogramming limiting beliefs, acting decisively, and maintaining emotional alignment. All of this creates a fertile mental field that naturally translates into concrete results. Congratulations on making it this far. You now understand how to apply the first Hermetic Law, mentalism, to attract money and prosperity. Remember, everything starts in the mind, but it must be accompanied by emotion and action. You have the power to create your financial reality through conscious awareness. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos, and share this content with those who need to discover the power of the mind to transform their financial life. And in the comments, tell us, which practice will you start using today to attract abundance and prosperity?